With Orcus being the most popular musical theme archetype, this one might just go a little bit under your radar. Yo, what is going on, you guys? BashtianYgo here, and today it's a little chilly, but we're still going to be coming at you with our updated Melodious deck profile for post Legacy of Destruction set. This set is bringing a lot of heat, guys. If you guys have not seen already, we already did an updated deck profile yesterday for the Light Torns, which does happen to use the Melodious engine already. So if you guys want to see an updated combo video, you already have that updated for you, because they show you the Melodious combo, how it pretty much links directly into Light Torn or pretty much any rank 4 style deck. So it's really cool as far as that's concerned, but this time we're going to be tackling the pure version of Melodious. Now I know what your first question is, what does Melodious even do besides fusion summon, guys? Melodious is a really cool deck, guys. Has some pendulum support, links, and fusions in part of its arsenal, and actually has some pretty interesting interruptions, as well as also putting up a significantly powerful board with just a 1-card combo that I'm going to show you guys today right here on this channel, guys. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys a deck list of how the deck is more or less supposed to look. The new support that we are going to be receiving in Legacy Destruction, guys, brings a lot of consistency and a lot of firepower and interruption into this strategy, and I'm extremely excited to be able to share that with you today. So make sure you guys, before we get into the video, like, subscribe, check out the links in the description for the merch and the whatnot free 15 bucks, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, so if you've seen my previous video I uploaded this week, should have been yesterday depending on when the ban list drops, if it happens to drop in the middle, whatever it might be. So if you guys have not seen my updated video that I did for Light Torn yesterday, you guys who have not seen that I actually have a full updated combo tutorial with Ostinato being the 1-card starter that we were looking for and needing for this entire deck. Ostinato is a crazy card that with the new support gets even better. So let's get into it, guys. With this deck profile, with this combo I should say, we're gonna go and start things off activating the Ostinato. So as long as you control no monsters, you can fusion summon Melodious fusion monster from your extra deck using 2 monsters from your hand or deck, which is fantastic because it lets us put 2 really great cards that we are going to be using for this specific combo into our graveyard. We're going to be sending the Tam the Melodious Diva, as well as the Elegy the Melodious Diva. Elegy is going to be something that we're going to be adding to our hand at a later time. Primarily we are going to be focused on her effect to not allow your Melodious monsters not be destroyed by card effects. So it's going to be coming up really clutch here in just a little bit, guys, but that's going to be for later on. What I do want to focus on is that Tam does a lot for this deck, guys. For example, if this card is special summon while you control a Melodious monster, you can add a polymerization from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a fusion material for a fusion summon, you can target 1 Melodious monster you control. It loses 500 attack, and if it does, inflict your opponent for 500. Now, I want you guys to notice that nowhere on this card does it say once per turn. So yes, you guessed it, we're going to be abusing the crap out of Tam in this combo. We're going to go ahead and keep it rolling though, guys. So we're going to go ahead and special summon the Bashtian the Melodious Maestra, which on special summon is going to be able to get us an amazing effect to special summon 1 Melodious monster from our deck. This gets us access to our brand new pendulum cards as well. We're gonna go ahead and play, guys. Also, we're going to be able to activate Chain Link to the Tam to go ahead and burn our opponent for 500. It's a free burn, so I don't see why you would not. Also, it's phenomenal because its deck instantly wins in time, which is great, right? Because we're going to be activating that effect twice in this combo. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it, guys. Special summon out the Refrain the Melodious Songstress from our deck using our copy of Bacha, and then Songstress is going to go ahead and activate to search a Melodious monster, in which case we search our other different pendulum monster that we're going to be getting. We are going to be activating our copy of Couplet, or Couplet, however you say it, the Melodious Songstress, and she's a phenomenal card as well. Actually, not a bad card to draw right off the bat as well, because it does have the effect if it's added to your hand, except by drawing it for your normal draw, you can reveal it, especially with a level 4 Melodious monster from your hand or graveyard, which we did just do to go ahead and summon out our copy of Tam and give us a little bit more field presence. It also has an amazing effect as well for a Melodious spell trapped directly from your deck to your hand. So it is fantastic. Go ahead and let us search out the fusion spell that we're going to be needing. But we're not quite there just yet, guys. We're going to go ahead and activate our copy of Tam now to go ahead and search out a copy of Polymerization. Specifically searches out Polymerization, which fusion substitute actually qualifies, because fusion substitute is always treated as polymerization, which is fantastic. And the reason why we're using this specific card, we could in theory use regular polymerization. That is not an issue whatsoever. However, I do want to go ahead and specify and emphasize with you guys that Fusion Substitute grants you the additional advantage, because we're going to be sending this card to the graveyard a lot, and sometimes we may not even have the fusion materials to do it. So when we can activate it is fantastic. When we cannot, worst case scenario, we banish from the graveyard to shuffle back a fusion monster and then draw a card as well. And we also have additional with the Melodious monsters, who has an additional monster effect as well that does allow you fusion summon in addition to. So you have all this fusion summoning happening, guys. It's going to be really, really amazing to take advantage of. But we're going to go ahead and activate the effect of Bloom the Harmonious Melodious Composer by sending off our Fusion and our Tam Tam to the graveyard to go ahead and link summon. And then there are going to be some effects, of course. We're going to go ahead and activate the Link effect, and then we activate the Maestro effect. Maestro is then going to be able to go ahead and target a Melodious monster in a graveyard and special summon it, of course except itself. So we're going to target out the Tam Tam. Notice that we did discard the Fusion Substitute as well in order to activate our copy of Bloom the Harmonious Melodious Composer, because this is going to allow special summon 2 Melodious monsters with different levels from your deck to zones this card points to in defense position. So we're going super plus off this, and the reason we want to go and sequence it like this as well is important to go ahead and send off the Tam Tam for the fusion summon, for the link summon, is because we're going to be special summoning Tam Tam again. And like I mentioned earlier in this video, guys, Tam Tam is not a once per turn, and it adds the Melodious as a polymerization, I should say, from your deck or graveyard. So because we're discarding the Fusion Substitute, we're actually going to be able to add that right back to our hands here in just a little bit. Special summon out the Tam Tam, we're going to special summon out the Songstress, and special summon out the Shopina, which is actually going to be able to go ahead and add us back one of the key cards that we actually talked about here earlier in the video. Add back the Elegy of the Melodious Diva directly from our graveyard to our, no, not this one. It's going to add the Diva, my apologies. We're going to be adding this back another way. So we're actually going to be targeting this Melodious. Yes, so we're going to use Soprano to add back the Elegy, but then we're also going to activate the Tam Tam to activate and search and add back the Fusion Substitute. So right here, guys, now keep in mind we only used one card to go this far, and we have a lot of presence and a lot of materials and a lot of potential interruption already on the board, right? So we're gonna go ahead and activate the effect of the Couplet, the Songstress, to go ahead and search out a Melodious Spell Trap, which is actually gonna be able to go ahead and search out a copy of Melodious Concerto, which I believe is one of the brand new cards coming out of the Legacy of Destruction as well. A phenomenal card that allows you to basically fusion summon, which is great. Also lets you draw a card and all that kind of fun stuff, but primarily we are going to be focusing on the fusion summon. Songstress also has the effect where it can be used as a polymerization and fusion summon with itself and another card. So we're going to go ahead and summon out the Schuberta, the Melodious Maestra. So this is a phenomenal card and going to be one of our main combo pieces and end pieces to our end board, because this card says during either player's turn you can target up to 3 cards in any graveyard and banish them, and if you do, gain 200 attack for each. This is going to be fantastic because in the event Snake Eyes wants to do anything in the graveyard, you just go ahead and activate this, banish whatever they're activating, and then you're gaining attack points because of it. So it is a double whammy on any graveyard reliant deck, which is fantastic. Of course, we're gonna go ahead and keep it going here, guys. Though we are gonna go ahead and summon that out, and because we did we did activate the Tam Tam, we're gonna activate her effect again, because again it is not a once per turn at all, and we're gonna go ahead and fusion summon. So Melodious Concerto is a phenomenal spell card for fusion summoning as well, because it lets you fusion summon with monsters in your field and also in your pendulum zones as well. So we went ahead and did just that, use the Couplet, the Refrain, as well as our Maestro on the field to go ahead and summon out the Flowering Etoile, the Melodious Grand Choir, which is fantastic. It's a really, really good card realistically, because it lets you quick effect banish any number of Melodious monsters you control, and then you get to target that many face up. Is it target? No, you can return that many face up cards your opponent controls to the hand. It doesn't target? Dang, it doesn't target. So that's really, really good, guys. It's the non-targeting, just yeet everything back to the hand, and this only banishes it until the end phase as far as your monsters. So you're gonna special summon everything back and then OTK your opponent from there. So we're already pretty much a little bit over halfway there, guys. Then we're gonna activate both of our Pendulum Scales effects. When they are used for a fusion summon, guys, you get to go end their face up in your extra deck zone. You actually get to go ahead and place them back into the scales, which is stupid to think about. Super crazy. I think I've only seen this effect like once before. But anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and keep it rolling. we're going to activate the refrain effect to go ahead and send the Melodious monsters. We're going to go ahead and send the Aria, the Melodious Diva, from our deck to the graveyard to go ahead and have this card gain a little bit of attack boost, but that's really not the main bonus. That's kind of just like the cherry on top. The main bonus is that we're sending the Aria directly from our deck to the graveyard, so that means we're going to be able to activate our other card as well. I forgot her name, Chopina, in order to go ahead and add back the Aria directly from the graveyard into our hand. Notice that we have not Pendulum Summon because we literally just set our scales as well. We're going to go ahead and activate Fusion Substitute to fuse with the 2 monsters we had on the field, summon our copy of Schuberta, so now we have the banish off to the end phase, and then you go ahead and yeet everything to the hand. We have the girl that also allows us to banish 3 from any graveyard, which is fantastic, and we haven't Pendulum Summon, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. Pendulum Summon for Aria, and we're going to Pendulum Summon for Elegy, and now because of Aria's effect, while this card is special summon is on the field, Melodious monsters you control cannot be targeted by card effects or destroyed by battle. So you can't target or destroy any card of mine by battle. And Elegy says that if this card is special summon, all fairy type monsters gain 300 attack. Also, in addition, special summon Melodious monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. So untargetable, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. How are you banishing this without Shureg? It's crazy, absolutely wild, guys, what this deck can actually do. Protects from targeting and all types of destruction for all your Melodious monsters, and given we have not normal summon at all, we're going to go ahead and still activate the Fusion Substitute to go ahead and shuffle back the Schuberta. We draw Nib because we're super nice at this game, and that's going to be the actual end board without us even normal summoning, which is crazy, guys, to even think about. So if you guys have any other engine that will go with this that requires 1 normal summon, for example Invocation, or maybe I don't think that would actually work, guys, but it's really cool that you have this much amount of firepower without even having to normal summon anything. It lets you play around so much because your opponent realistically is going to be waiting for you to normal summon, and then when you don't and then you just pass on this, they realize they have made a grave error, right? So if you guys are not prepared for this, you guys will probably get clapped up by it, so it's something to definitely want to go ahead and stay aware of. But in what you have done so far, of course, like I said, we have the yeet everything back to the hand, protection from everything except banishment. We have the shuffle back, the banishes from the graveyard, and we've also burned our opponent for 1,000, so they are already starting off at 1,000 life points less than you are. And if you guys are ever going to time with this, first of all, it's a pretty long combo, so you can actually combo off relatively well until time, and then just burn them for 1,000, and then you're good to go from there. But that's gonna be it for the combo, guys. Let's get into the deck list. So here we are, guys, 42 cards in the main Melodious. Let's get into it. So we got 3 copies of each of the brand new Pendulum cards that are gonna be coming out. Both I think are phenomenal, both for each their own specific reason. Of course, the Refrain lets you search for Melodious and gets you a bit additional advantage that way as well, while the Couplay lets you search for any Melodious spell trap, which comes up extremely clutch. As you guys saw, you get to go ahead and search out the fusion spell. Soprano, the Melodious songstress, is really nice as well. Also, didn't forget to mention that Cannon is a free extender, which is really nice. Soprano, obviously crazy card. Sonata is really nice to have as well, letting you go ahead and have additional extenders and additional attack boost as well, which of course is really good. You can realistically cut down 1 Cannon and 1 Sonata if you want, but I like having additional extenders in the deck. 1 copy of Chopina because you really just need it for the combo, because she is a level 7, so you're never normal summoning her ever. But the good thing is you can Pendulum summon her out, so there you go. 1 copy of Tam Tam, 1 copy of Aria, 1 copy of Elegy, and then for the hand traps, guys, of course, we play 3 Ash, 3 Nib, 3 Imperm. I do play 3 copies of Herald of Orange Light in here because all of these are Light Fairy monsters. So you have essentially, I think this is 14, 6, 10, 15. You have 15, 16, 15 and 16, whatever Melodious monsters that you can go ahead and discard off the Herald of Orange Light, which is crazy to think about. You have a lot of potential abilities to go ahead and negate stuff with the Herald of Orange Light, which is really good, of course, to have at least the option for in the main deck. I haven't seen a deck be able to abuse this as well as potentially Drytron. And Drytron was a whole different thing. I'm not comparing it. I'm just saying I haven't seen a deck that's been able to even run this card up until Drytron times, right? So we play for the spell is 3 copies of Ostinato, self-explanatory, 2 copies of Trope Tactics Talents, 2 copies of Melodious Concerto, brand new fusion spell, 1 copy of Fusion Substitute. You can try out Polymerization, but having additional draw is really nice as well. 3 copies of First Movement Solo, 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity because consistency is key, and you do have the space in your extra deck to at least be activating this card. And then of course 3 copies of Imperm to wrap up the 42 card main deck. Now for the extra deck, of course, to play 2 copies of the Link monster as well, Bloom the Melodious Composer, 1 SP, 1 number 41, and 1 Sky Crisis. I really just play these cards because they are the most generic and best second option things to go into. The SP Little Knight, again, you guys can go ahead and play Nightmare Unicorn. In this specific one, it's not going to be nearly as good, obviously, but you do still have that additional advantage for yourself, right? So SP Little Knight is still decent to go ahead and have. It's still great, I should say, to go ahead and having here as a second option, but Nightmare Unicorn is still not bad to go ahead and put in this slot either. Same thing with 41 and Sky Crisis. 2 copies of Bloom the Melodious Choir, 2 copies of the Schuberta because we didn't go into both of them in the combo, 1 copy of Bloom Prima, 3 copies of Bashtian the Melodious Master because this card is absolutely wild, and 2 copies of the Flowering Etoile Melodious Grand Choir to round off our extra deck as well. So that's gonna be it for the combo video and deck list today, guys. Let me know what you guys think of Melodious in the comment section down below. It seems like a really fun deck. It seems like a pretty straightforward deck and has a decent amount of space for non-engine and hand traps. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If it's copium, we can talk about it. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.